GMGM, William Bitboy Crypto Morning Show. Today we're going to be talking about Bitcoin and how it really sucked over the weekend. And we're going to look at what happened, why biggest crash in crypto history, the biggest crash in crypto history. That's right, guys. That is what we saw on Friday and Saturday. So let's start by taking a look at the old markets. Okay. Right now, the total market cap coming in at $3.972 trillion. 24-hour volume is pretty high, almost 300 billion. I don't know what the high is for this cycle, but we can maybe look. Bitcoin dominance at 57.3% and ETH dominance at 12.5%. So ETH staying right where it is and Bitcoin gaining ground against it. All right, let's see here. Yeah, we did hit an all-time high here recently at 0.3 billion. See the volume. We've had way more volume than we've had here. At $502 billion one day. I digress. All right, look at gas prices. Literally costs you nothing to send money. I don't think that's accurate. I think that's a mistake. It can't be 0.00. There's no way. Trending. Synthetics project, we were big back on in 2021. Ergo and Zcash also trending. But I pull this up. Synthetics is launching a DEX on Ethereum. So the anticipation build for the upcoming launch of its perpetual decentralized exchange on the Ethereum mainnet. So there you go. That's why Synthetics is trending right now. I looked it up. Didn't mean to do that. I'll pull up Synthetics. Okay. Right now it's coming in at project number 130. So probably still some room for it to move up more. Look down here, you can see maybe a trend line here. Be about right. Yep. But maybe we just broke out. Okay, Bitcoin coming in at $114,156. I do have a long open on Femex. As you can see here, it's not very much, but I do have a trade open. And I think we're going to see it go back to 115 and then maybe come back down again. So that's what I'm playing off of. I put this on here this morning. Point of control coming in at $112,000 right now from this range ever since it dumped. So you see there was like the order books were very thin back here, which is what propelled it down so much. So, all right, this is the hour chart. And this just puts it into context how far crypto fell in one day. I mean, my gosh. It just went, that's a falling knife. That's the exact definition of a falling knife right there. Oh, it's got to turn around. 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 No, it's not got to turn around, actually. Will bring retail into the market. Well, a flush like this helps. You know, when you have a flush that goes all the way down to $101,000, that certainly helps. If you're looking for liquidity, 102,000 even actually is what it bottomed at. 102,000 even. 102,000. Wow. I mean, it's hard to believe really when you think about it that we can see crypto fall this much. And we're gonna talk about this until we're blue in our face probably here. So what's going on in crypto right now? That is what's going on in crypto. Everybody's still thinking about this, still talking about it. And yeah, this range. a lot going on. Just you stare at that red candle. I look at that red candle all day. Yes, we're going to talk about that. This flush scares people out of retail. Be honest, for God's sake. We're all retailing here, right? You're all still in here checking out crypto. Don't think everybody. Not everybody got knocked out of the market. I actually didn't have any positions open, so lucked out on that one. Unless, well, I guess you could say lucked out would be if I had a long or a short open when it happened, and I didn't. Who got liquidated? Yay, everybody got liquidated. All right, let's move on here. Don't forget, we have our FEMAX competition going on right now, trading competition. If you guys want to sign up, trade with me, earn some cool prizes, we got the link down below in the description, or do we not? Did I not put it in there today? I don't think I put it in there today. I'm just realizing. Well, I got the link at the top. You can find it through there, up there. Retail is everyone not here. If someone is watching you, they are degen. It's actually not true at all, actually. That's not true. We're all retail. You can call yourself a degenerate. We're all retail. Do you have an institution? That's what makes you not retail. Do you work for an institution? That's what makes you not retail. Retail is everybody else. Like, I know sometimes in crypto, like, people like to pretend like they're more advanced than they are or something like that. But, like, you're not. Unless you're a part of a fund or part of an institution, you're retail just like the rest of us. We don't have inside information like these people have. Okay. All right. Crypto bounced back from record wipeout on easing trade fears. Most major cryptos rebounded from steep losses after the weekend as President Donald Trump sought to quell concerns over trade between the U.S. and China. The combined market value of all cryptocurrencies rose more than 6% to top $4 trillion on Monday morning. It's not there right now. Bitcoin was traded about 115,000 on Monday morning in London after sliding below 105,000 on Friday. In the U.S., smaller tokens also regained some ground. Ether back to about 4,100 after falling to 3,500. Well, let's see, the gains coincided with Sunday statements from Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance, VPJD, is that what we should call him, signaling openness to a deal with China that eased trade tensions. A record $19 billion in crypto bets were erased and crypto prices tumbled over severe new China tariffs announced by Trump on Friday. Leverage automatically triggered sales, and there was low liquidity, blah, blah, blah. The rebound is driven by a conciliatory message from Trump. Most so-called altcoins, shorthand for altcoins, are still trading well below where they were on October 8th. Looking forward, headline risk, like throughout 2025, remains high, and the market is exposed to any further trade escalation pronouncements or other long-tail risks. Come back over here. Let's actually really quick go over the top gainers of the day. Chain Opera AI up 211% this week. Brand new coin. You can tell because it doesn't even have a 30-day notch yet. Zcash up 374% for the last 30 days. Wow. For the last 24 hours, BitTensor story, a lot of, not a lot, but some over 10% gains here. But over the last 24 hours, Zcash down 11.1%, Chain Opera AI down 8.2%. And then it gets into Mantle, Aster, Meme Core, Pump Up Fund. These are all coins we've been seeing over and over again when we look at the market. These are all like newish coins, except for Litecoin. Provenance Blockchain, Pump Fund, Meme Core, Aster, Mantle, relatively new. I mean, it's been out for a couple of years now, but Zcash, very old. Very old. Goes all the way back to 2017 when it launched, I believe. Privacy coin. Zcash is a privacy coin. If you don't know anything about privacy coins, it's a way you can send money and nobody would know you sent money, except for the person who received it. But even sometimes they don't know who sent it. Biggest losers for 7 days. Pump.fun, Story IP, Aptos, Aster, World Liberty Financial, Athena. Athena actually depegged from its dollar, depegged over the weekend, but it's back now fine. That's usually what happens. Avalanche down 26% after really making a comeback. ICP all the way down at number 72. Wow, I never thought I'd see the day. Polkadot at 39. That's another big project launch with a lot of fanfare, and it's done absolutely nothing. Pepe, Psy in danger of falling out of the top 100. So is Render. I mean, that blows me away. These two are going to drop out of the top 100. I thought they would be in the top 20, and now they're out of the top 100. Just wait for their niche to pump again. It'll happen. WorldCoin Suite, 20% losers for the week. Dogecoin, Kronos, a lot of 20% losers, as you guys can see. All right, back to the news. Yeah, this is where it talks about the Athena dollar unpegging. Binance had technical glitches. More than 1.6 million traders were liquidated. 1.6 million traders liquidated. Wow. You know, you think you're safe. You get to a place where you're like, I can just leave. I don't even need a stop loss anymore. I just trade up so much on it. Nope. Can't ever do that. You got to move up your stop loss as you make money. And that sucks because sometimes it whips right back down to your stop loss and then right back up. But when you get in profit, you set that thing in profit and watch. You can make money on all the moves. You don't have to just wait for one big move. Set up for PMEX. Let's see. Funding rates with Bush. So there you go. This felt different when Friday's crypto crash made history. Despite Friday's free fall, some are optimistic this crypto crash was just a temporary blip, a necessary purge before markets advance higher. And I tend to think that's true, actually. And that's it. It didn't feel like everything was over. It felt like everything was on fire, of course, but it didn't feel like everything was over. You got such a big bounce off that 102. It took 8 years, this will put it into perspective, 8 years until Bitcoin hit $20,000 for the first time. But on October 10th, the world's biggest cryptocurrency dropped by $20,000 in a single day. Friday's crypto crash was nothing short of extraordinary. There's little doubt that the pullback was partially triggered by Donald Trump imposing a new 100% tariff on Chinese goods over and above any levy the country is already paying. Once again, the threat of an escalating trade war spooked markets with S&P tumbling 2.7%. However, the impact across the crypto landscape was far more drastic as the announcement coincided with low liquidity on Friday afternoon. BTC flash crashed to lows of 104, diving to 102,000 on some exchanges. ETH decline was even more stomach churning with a peak to trough drop of 21% from 43.90 to 34.60. Wow. And of course, this shows just how fast it happened. It happened really, really fast. In dollar terms, it is now regarded as the largest liquidation event in history, $19.36 billion in 24 hours. Long positions bore the brunt of this as traders chasing October were punished. Scars were still visible across altcoins too. Even though some assets have embarked on a slight rebound, many so-called smaller cryptocurrencies, altcoins, are still nursing losses of over 20%. Surprisingly, so-called synthetic dollars like USDE, talked about that again. USDE is the Athena dollar. It lost its peg. Moonrock Capital founder Simon Dedek said this felt different. It really felt like something went seriously wrong behind the scenes at Binance or a major market maker, triggering a one-of-a-kind liquidation cascade, wiped out liquidity across the board and sent some assets literally to zero. Could be. Dedek argued that the cause of the carnage was a massive technical issue, not a fundamental one. Again, problems with infrastructure were to blame rather than a sudden loss of conviction in the value of Bitcoin. Indeed, there's no shortage of those on crypto Twitter who are absolutely furious with Binance right now. Screenshots emerged showing altcoin pairings. I mean, this is what happens in crypto, guys. IOTX down 91.49%. Kava, 89%. Unbelievable. Reports suggest there's also been a human cost to all this, including some influencer who supposedly shot himself in his Lamborghini. I would just want mine back. Serves as an important reminder to look after mental health during market turbulence and never suffer in silence. This guy said, the best time to buy Bitcoin is when there's blood on the streets. We say that all the time. We say that a lot. But that's really true here. I mean, it was an absolute bloodbath for sure. And blood in the baths, blood in the streets, blood everywhere. I actually took what I did. I got on Femex and I actually took a long. I'm just checking with my trade here. I took a long on Bitcoin at $108,000, I think it was, or $109,000, and it shot straight up to $112,000, and I closed it for some really nice profit. Sometimes the market moves quickly, and you got to get in or get out. Wintermute and Binance was the problem. I'm not sure about that. There's nothing I've read today that shows me that. You guys on Twitter, make sure to repost the stream. And if you're on YouTube, make sure to smash the like button. Okay. Crypto investors are feeling battered, bruised, and full of fear. Newcomers who, up until a few days ago, were intrigued by BTC after it scaled to record highs, will be feeling cautious once again. Ocean is leaving ASI. Wow. Wow. Big news. 4 days ago, I didn't know this. What is on this guy's hand? Wow, this was one of the big three that pulled out. You had Fetch, Ocean, and Singularity. Wow. I told you, I said back in the day, which is not that long ago, somewhere around last year, I said it was a bad omen that Pal AI joined it and left it in a day. People thought I was crazy for saying that. But why? There's way more downside compared to upside in joining that, apparently. And I said that was what the fear was. And now you've got one of the major three pulling out. Well, $270 million Ocean tokens remain unconverted. Wow. Fetch AI and Singularity Net focus on building an AI agents plus AGI token economy, developing autonomous AI networks within an economy centered around AGI tokens. In contrast, Ocean Protocol aims to refocus on its original mission of building a decentralized data infrastructure. This disagreement may have delayed the merger process in the past as well. Oh, interesting. The strategic divergence highlights Ocean's intent to return to its foundational strength, empowering open, secure, and user-renowned data layers for the AI economy. Ocean temporarily lost its focus and investor confidence by joining the ASI Alliance. By stepping away, the project looks to regain both. Wow. Crazy. Ethereum price prediction. Robert Kiyosaki focuses on ETH and silver. Is he front-running a global asset devaluation? Ethereum is trading around 3,800, attempting to regain momentum after a sharp correction from its $4,400 peak earlier this month. The market's uncertainty comes as financial author Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad, issues one of the most urgent warnings yet, calling for what he described as the biggest crash in world history and signaling renewed faith in Ethereum and silver as protection against currency devaluation. How many times has this guy said this? I predicted the biggest crash in world history was coming in my book, Rich Dad's Prophecy. That crash will happen this year. Baby boomer retirements are going to be wiped out. Many boomers will be homeless or living in their kids' basements. Sad. A reversal of the famous meme of crypto degens living in their mom's basement. In a series of posts on X, author Rich Dad Poor Dad claimed that a global financial reset could wipe out savings of millions of retirees. He urged followers to avoid printed assets and move towards tangible value, writing, inflation turns savers into trash, or savers cash into trash. While Kiyosaki has long supported gold, silver, and Bitcoin, his recent comments highlight a growing conviction that Ethereum's dual role is both a store of value and a practical asset within the digital economy. Today, I believe silver and Ethereum are the best because they are stores of value, but more importantly, used in industry and prices are low. Earlier this week, he called silver and Ethereum hot, suggesting both could see explosive upside once people are shifting away from fiat-based assets. Kiyosaki's warning about a weakening dollar mirrors rising concerns over debt, inflation, and policy fatigue. His shift towards Ethereum suggests that even traditional investors are starting to view blockchain assets as protection against currency erosion. Global devaluation continues. Ethereum's real-world utility and decentralized finance, tokenization, and smart contracts could make it a digital parallel to silver, limited in supply and increasingly adopted by institutions. I never like the comparing Ethereum to digital silver. Oh, I always thought maybe that was Litecoin, but I guess silver has some real-world use, but so does gold. Gold has real-world use as well. So I don't know. Kiyosaki's argument highlights a changing mindset. Investors are redefining what holds value in an economy driven by digital systems. If he's right, Ethereum could emerge as one of the big winners in that transition. Then they show some coin at the bottom we're not going to look at. Alex Becker said this is a very high chance this is the start of the crypto bull market. Remember, this guy is bullish on everything all the time. Just take that with a grain of salt. Friday, crypto's market plunge may actually mark the early stages of a bull run. I think there's a very high chance this is the start of the bull market, Alex Becker said on YouTube on Saturday. I think selling right now could be the stupidest thing you ever do. Chain 3 founder Samson Mao echoed similar sentiment, Expo saying the same thing. It's time for Bitcoin's next leg up. Crypto market wipeout just reset everything. The crash sent shockwaves through the global crypto community. Becker called it a massive overreaction, saying the significant wipeout just reset everything. Becker argued that traders had grown frustrated after Bitcoin rallied for a year while the rest of the crypto market lagged behind. I think that's about to change, he said. This has driven people to insanity, and you've seen market makers just pulling the levers up and down. Yet one more thing. Everything they do to the markets gets overreacted 3 to 4x. Because people won't just effing wait a couple months to get the gains they need. Let's see. Here's a fear and greed index, 24, extreme fear. Yesterday, 27. Let's see what it is right now at this moment. It might still be 24. Let's see. I think it probably recovered a little bit. I don't want this one. I want the other one. Here it is. All right. Yeah, I was correct. Right now it's at 38. It was 24 yesterday and 27 the day before. So not too bad, not too bad. Crypto whale opens new $163 million Bitcoin short after $192 million win. Wow, $192 million win. The new 10x leverage bet is already up $3.5 million in unrealized profit, though it risks liquidation if Bitcoin climbs to 125,500. Perfectly timed short. Crypto whale reopened a $163 billion short. After profiting $192 million from a trade before Trump's tariff announcement. Trader's timing has raised accusations of insider trading and possibly triggering a weekend liquidation cascade. Binance denied any technical fault during the crash, offering $283 million in compensation to users affected. Blah, 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 blah. So he's got another short open. The trader gained notoriety last week after opening a 9-figure short position just 30 minutes before Donald Trump's tariff announcement, which triggered a market-wide plunge and earned the address nearly $119 million in profit. Timing sparked accusations of insider trading, which people are calling this a insider whale. Let's see here. On-chain trackers later revealed that over 250 wallets lost millionaire status on Hyperliquid following the sell-off. I mean, we could go retest levels again, but the fact is holding pretty strong between 112.5 and 15. I think that's good. We needed to flip that resistance into support, of course. Okay. Crypto markets have good reason to go crazy again as perpetual futures go mainstream in the U.S. Institutional adoption giveth, another institutional innovation taketh away. Coinbase, for instance, launched U.S. perpetual swap futures in July, announcement that was seemingly kickstarted a wave of American interest. Trade at FEMEX, that's the best place to trade. I forgot to put in the description. I have to put in the description later. But you can see in the attention, Coinbase mentioned something, everybody's going to look for it. Bitcoin may tank to 100K as Friday's Bitcoin crash reinforced 2017-2021 trendline resistance. It's right here. This is a logarithmic chart, I believe. Or maybe not. Actually, I guess not. But you see this divergence here with MACD, lower high, bull fatigue above macro trend line. Okay, sorry, we're just running out of time here. Bitcoin slump may rebound up to 21% in 7 days if history repeats. Drops of more than 5% in October are exceedingly rare. This has happened only 4 times in the past 10 years. He said those instances occurred in October 2017, 2018, 2019, 2021, and the week that followed each drop, Bitcoin rebounded by 16%, 4%, or 16% in 2017, 4% in 2018, and 21% in 2019. The only exception was 2021 when that crypto asset fell a further 3%. October has been dubbed Uptober. You can see a lot of green here. Right now we're technically negative. Or no, we're not negative anymore, are we? Let's go here and look. No, we're still green. Just barely. We are. Wow. We're like right. That's crazy. Look at that. Wow. Point of control, 121,008. XRP rebounds 8% as $30 billion flows back in after trade war rout. There's really not anything to this story. It's talking about the Trump stuff again. So, all right, guys. Well, I appreciate everybody for watching today. That's all I got. Be blessed. Bye-bye.